Hello, I'm Dr. Carol Archer, and I'm the originator of the term culture bump. And today I'd like to talk to you about the definition of a culture bump and a characteristic of the culture bump and three things that happen when we use that term culture bump. A culture bump, simply put, is a cultural difference. It is something that somebody does that we would not do, something that somebody says that we wouldn't say, or the way they say it and we wouldn't say it that way, or it could be a thing, an object, perhaps the way somebody's dressed, or simple architecture. It's anything that catches our attention, something that we don't expect. And expectations, as we are using it in this definition, are the expectations that we learned as being normal in our own culture. And our own culture could be our home culture or our community or our national culture. One of the characteristics of a culture bump is that it is experienced as being negative or positive or neutral by the person who is having the culture bump. And that can change depending on the individual who's having the culture bump. So that I might have a culture bump with someone today and experience it as being negative. But as I become more accustomed to it, it may become positive or neutral. But it can also revert back to being negative, depending on how I feel on any particular given day. So that's one of the important things to understand about a culture bump, is that we experience them as being positive, negative, or neutral, depending on how we feel on that particular day. Having the term culture bump to refer to those moments when we experience something as being different or strange or weird, but having a specific term to refer to that gives us a language in which we can talk to one another more easily. It's sometimes difficult to approach somebody with whom we've had a culture bump if we don't have that term and say, why did you do that? That almost automatically puts them a little bit on the defensive. So naming the incident as a culture bump rather than as an intentional personal act reveals the possibility of something beyond culture, something more personal, something more human. So essentially, by using the term culture bump, by using that language, we depersonalize the incident. We also empower ourselves to understand more about ourselves and about the other person. And it also allows for the possibility of something beyond culture. So to summarize, a culture bump is simply a cultural difference. Something that somebody says, the way they say it, something that somebody does, or something that we ourselves would not say, do, or have. It can be negative, positive, or neutral, and that can change depending on the day. And simply having the language of culture bump is empowering and leads to the possibility of a deeper understanding of ourselves, of others, and of connection at a human level.